but that was a request from the client, the LEED Platinum. But we started with this building with ambition for this building to be very green, very sustainable. So we go well beyond LEED Platinum. It's a building that we undertook an LCA, a life carbon assessment from the very beginning. And instead of using it as a way to interrogate and see how much carbon we were emitting, we used it almost as a design tool. So at every design decision that you take, you interrogate what's the carbon implication of this decision. So the design of the facades have been largely informed by understanding what's the carbon emissions of each option. Also, the choice of materials inside is also driven by this question of carbon. So using the LCA and using the carbon emissions as a design tool rather than something that limits your creativity.
That makes the most sense as an approach, to kind of generally want to overperform rather than look to meet certain check boxes,
Exactly. When you do it this way, also you discover things that are a bit counterintuitive. Now, we discovered, for instance, that we wanted to use CLT slabs because of the benefit of using wood, but we discovered very quickly that if the slab was full in CLT, because of the Japanese regulations in terms of fire, we had to protect the CLT slab so much that the resulting embodied carbon of the slab would be much higher than if we would use a concrete slab. We ended up with a solution where we combine a CLT thinner slab, which we use almost as a formwork, and then we lay on top of this a concrete slab, which is much thinner than it would be. And with this, we have two benefits. On the one side, we can expose the CLT because that CLT that we are using participates in the structure, but only marginally. So in case of fire, the slab would still be there. We have lower embodied carbon. So you discover counterintuitive things like using CLT wooden slabs is more carbon intensive in the end, in this case, than using concrete.
And those kinds of learnings are what advance the industry, I would say, especially knowledge sharing with new sort of approaches, no?
Yeah, you educate yourself and you educate the whole team and also the industry. In the case of Japan, because a question of carbon emissions is less developed than in Europe, I would say that this building aims to educate the entire market.